Cool. So today, what we're going to talk about is going to be very simple. I'm going to be giving you guys a step-by-step action plan on how you guys can add 10,000 idle clients to your following list within as little as 90 days. And we're going to do this through 4 simple but powerful initiatives. With the first initiative being how to find content ideas, with the second initiative being how to script those said ideas, with the third initiative being how to record those said scripts, and then with the last initiative being how to edit those said recordings. So before I even go into today's presentation, I first think it's important to go over a little bit of the backstory, because whatever results that I'm going to promise you guys are going to achieve, it's going to mean jack shit without it. My name is Devin Jatho, and I am better known as the Content Guy. So we'll start here with, well, what does the Content Guy actually mean? Right now, I currently run a multi-7-figure coaching program helping business owners such as yourself help build and monetize their personal brand. Now, whenever I say that out loud, it doesn't necessarily hit because almost everyone says that they'll help you build their personal brand, but not everyone has done it for themselves. However, I have. I've done it at the highest level. And whenever I say highest level, I don't mean figuratively, I do mean literally. So if you take a look at this list here, this is going to be the top 10 social media coaches in the world ranked upon the singular metric of average views per video. This is the cream of the crop. It doesn't get better than this. So if I show you guys this right here, this will show you the actual average views per video. So the bottom on this list averages 132,000 views per video. And then there's me. So now, do I have your guys' attention? That's what I'm talking about. With that said, my promise to all of you is that this is going to be the highest value per second presentation that you will ever be a part of. And if it's not, I've already told Sam and Josh to supply with guys with tomatoes in case I do not live up to my said promise. That said, back to my initial goal of making this the highest value per second presentation that you'll ever be a part of, assuming that I don't speak at the next one. I will also be giving you a free gift that you guys can walk away with, a gift that I paid $8,000 to make for you all. And you guys will walk away with it for free. And that said, I'm not gonna take your email, I'm not gonna sell you anything today. However, I do have one ask. And that is that while I'm up here, what you guys will not be doing so far, is to treat me like a black preacher. There we go. So what I mean by this is, I don't want to be up alone. That feels fucking weird. So whenever we're running through the presentation, if I say something like, sounds good, I would absolutely love on if the scale of noise would be more so aiming towards the 8, 9, or 10. So we'll do a test run. Does that sound good? That was pretty good. Cool. So like I said, I have prepared something for you guys. The $8,000 gift is what is called the Media Starter Kit. And what this will be, and which I will give you at the end, is going to be an essential content system that you guys can leave with and have just a place to organize and centralize all the content you guys create moving forward. Also, it is built to complement the information that we're going to give in today's presentation. On top of that, it will include 20 viral hooks, and these are not going to be hooks that are coming from ChatGPT. I have 4 full-time content researchers that I paid $32,000 a month to, and their only goal is to go through the most viral videos within the previous month and then distill down their hundreds of hours of research into copy and paste templates for you. So we'll be receiving 20 of those viral hooks. You'll also receive 2 viral video templates, a clear structure telling you exactly what you need to say and when you need to say it. And then also, you'll be receiving an AI scripting tool at the end. That is, of course, as long as you give noise, I'll give the Media Starter Kit. Cool, that sounds like a deal. All right, so I know that we said that we're gonna skip the foreplay, however, I feel like that's enough lubrication. So you guys ready to go ahead and jump in? Beautiful. So, like I mentioned previously, we're going to go through 4 initiatives. The first initiative being how to find content ideas. The second initiative being how to script those said ideas. The third initiative being how to record those scripts. And the fourth and last initiative, how to edit those set of recordings. So we're going to start with number one, how to find content ideas. So out of the four, I 100% believe that finding ideas is by far the easiest part of the process, assuming that you guys are all experts within your niche. And whenever it comes down to finding ideas, there are really three different ways that you can get ideas. The first way being active ideation, the second way being passive ideation, and then the third way being serendipitous ideation. Now, out of these three, we're only going to cover the first one, which you guys should write down, which is going to be active ideation. And what that means is that it is the process of searching for an idea. And then these are the other two. We won't cover these today. They're great for long term, and they're my favorites. However, the main thing that we're going to focus on is going to be active ideation, mainly because active ideation is going to be by far the best place to start, assuming that you're a beginner whenever it comes down to content creation. So if you look here, you'll see me. This is whenever I started creating content. And whenever I started creating content, I looked for ideas with active ideation from two platforms. Now, the two platforms are nothing sexy. You have Instagram and TikTok. However, they are more than effective whenever it comes down to getting ideas. So whenever it comes down to the two things that you'll need to find ideas within these two platforms, it's going to be, number one, a list of competitors. And then number two, a video view sorter. So the first step to finding overall viral content idea is going to be looking for the viral content idea from the viral creator. So the first step is finding that said viral creator. Now, to do this, you need a mental list of the low-hanging fruit creators that you already know or follow that you know has good shit. So what I want you guys, we'll run through the example first. So for example, if you're in general business, the easy first three people that might come to mind would be Alex Hormozi, it might be Grant Cardone, and then Gary Vee. Now I want you to do the same thing for your niche. And to do that, you have 20 seconds to write down these three creators, the first ones that come to mind that we're going to use the video view sorter on. Go ahead and do this now. Cool. All right, hopefully you have your three creators written down. Now, once you have this list of competitors, then we're going to move on to the second step, which is going to be utilizing our video view sorter on this list of competitors. So I've done a bunch of research within my years of trying to find the best possible researching tool out there that will allow you to easily and frictionlessly sort through your competitors' accounts and find the most viral ideas or videos. And in my not so humble opinion, I 100% say that SortFeed is by far the best. So I'll give you guys a QR code in a second, that way you guys can get the actual link to it. Now, why is SortFeed the best? Well, specifically for three different reasons. Number one is just that it is compatible on TikTok and Instagram. Number two is that it is the only sort tool out there to where you can just click one button and it sorts the entire account for you. And then number three, they recently made a new update to where it is the only video sorter that transcribes the video, so that way you guys can get the script and then distill down, or more so break down, what performed well within that video. So here's how it works. What you guys want to do whenever you guys use this said tool is you want to look up anyone's account, preferably one on your hit list, on TikTok or Instagram. And then what you do is at the top right, there's a little extension, SortFeed. You click on that bad boy. Then you want to choose how many videos you want to sort, whether that be 50 or all. And then lastly, you can select which metric you want to sort it by, which most of you guys primarily is going to be views. And that is how you use this said tool. And this is, in my opinion, the best tool and the best way to quickly find and easily find viral ideas for your content and not guess on what's going to work, but to more so look at what has already worked. And then, once you do this for one of the accounts on the three that you just wrote down, you can take that same process and rinse and repeat across the other three. And by the end of it, you should easily have well over 20 viral ideas for your content. So again, the tool is called SortFeed. I told you guys to give you the QR code, so there it is. Go ahead and scan it. That said, it's not free. You get what you pay for. You can use the free version, but you can basically only do 25 videos whenever you sort them out. But the paid version allows you to do the unlimited videos plus the transcription. Now, I tried to get an affiliate link for this, which I couldn't, so I don't make any money from this. So I have no skin in the game. I think it's the best tool. Now, the hard part is whenever you go through that list of 3, or however many you can think of, and then you cannot think of any more creators to do this to. And whenever you run into this inevitable wall of not being able to find any more creators that you can sort, then there is one strategy that will easily allow you to find more creators to sort as well. And that is going to be using the platform's search engine. And by search engine, I mean these 2 platforms specifically. You have Instagram, and of course you have TikTok. Now, the way that you use these platforms to search for the creators is completely different. So, for Instagram specifically, whenever you search for creators, what you want to search for is you want to search for niche keywords that will be inside of the creator's display name. So, for example, if you're a fitness coach, then you might have fitness coach and your display name on Instagram. Or you might have personal trainer or online PT. However, on the flip side, TikTok has a different search engine, and that's going to be better for searching up overall topics. So, for example, that might be how to lose weight, how to burn fat, or how to grow a bigger chest. So to give you guys an actual visual of that, this is what it would look like. So on the Instagram search engine, you want to search the niche keyword, and you'll see on the accounts there, every single one of those accounts has personal trainer in their name. So now you can open up one of those accounts, and you can only presume that they create content around fitness, in which you can sort their videos from most viewed to least viewed, and get some more ideas, and get more creators. Same thing goes for TikTok. You just search an overall broad topic, and then you can see creators making videos around that said topic. And that is the best way on how you can find more creators to sort. And then from there, whenever it comes to active ideation, it is that simple. So you start with whatever your mental list was. You sort their reels. Then once you run into a inevitable wall of just like, shit, I can't find any more, cool. You search engine to find more. You add those over to your list, and then you're ready to rock and roll up to the point of whenever active ideation dries out. That said, like I said at the beginning, active ideation is an amazing place to start. However, it's not where you want to stay. As time goes on, you're definitely going to want to move into the passive and serendipitous ideation. I'm already stressed on time, so we can't cover that. However, active ideation is going to be more than enough to get you your first 10,000 followers on Instagram. And that is ideation, which means we can move on to the second initiative of how to script that said idea. Are you guys still with me? Cool. Beautiful. All right, so whenever it comes down to scripting, there are 19 different principles that I have created and thought about for a really long time. That said, for the sake of time, I'll cover 3 of the most important ones. And these 3 that we're going to cover, I want you guys to think about these 3 as a checklist that you use across every single script that you create moving forward. So the 3 that we're going to cover is going to be number 1, uformat. Number 2, unique power words. And then number 3, value per second. So I'm going to go fast, which means you need to listen fast and write faster. So we'll start with number 1, which is going to be uformat. Now, whenever you're sitting down and you're writing your script, the lowest hanging fruit to just create a better performing script is going to be to use uformat to make your content feel personalized. Because personalization creates attention. I'll say that one more time. Personalization creates attention. It's the difference between me asking, hey guys, what does everyone think about this presentation? Versus me looking at this very handsome man right here and asking, what do you think about the presentation so far? He locked in whenever I started calling on him, and that is the difference in between using uformat. However, you can't do what I just did in your content. However, you can make it feel that way by using uformat. And there's 2 different ways you guys can speak in uformat within your scripts. The first way being replace the plural, and then the second way being give the ownership. So first we'll start with the first one, which is going to be replace the plural. And what replace the plural means is just that you replace any plural word with the word you. So we'll test it out. You replace everyone with you. Somebody caught on. You replace people. Now we're talking. You replace y'all. I feel like we're like at a 4 right now. We need to be at an 8. Replace you guys. Beautiful. Sexiest man alive. Now we're talking. So to give you guys an example of what replace the plural looks like in an actual script, here's the plural version. If anyone follows this diet, they will lose weight. The things in red are going to be plural language. So what you want to do is you want to replace that plural language with the word you. So if you follow this diet, you will lose weight. And we now created personalization. Now, this is the first way that you can utilize uFormat within your content. However, most of you probably already intuitively knew that you needed to do it. And it's more so just a reminder. However, something that I bet all of you are missing within your scripts is going to be the second form of uFormat, which is going to be giving the ownership. Meaning that, well, giving the ownership means that you're using the word typically your. So that way, the viewers feel like you own what they're talking about. So to give you an example, which one out of these two grabs your attention more? Do you like the dog, or do you like your dog? Your? Well, that's confusing because do you like the dog still uses the word you, and I thought that's what it was supposed to do. However, whenever you say the dog, it still was not personalized because the viewer had no ownership within this situation. So whenever you swap the to your, it now adds ownership to you, which makes it personalized. Personalization creates attention. So whenever you give the ownership, most of the time you never, not never, a lot of times you do, but most of the time you never have to replace a word with you. What you do is you add one of the yous into your sentence to hand ownership over to the viewer. So here's what this looks like in an actual example. So in no ownership version, you'll have runners should always replace their running shoes about every 300 to 500 miles. However, whenever you add a little bit of ownership, you'll see that we replace the plural at the beginning. So we said you, that's not ownership, should replace your, there's the ownership, running shoes about every 300 to 500 miles. And that is giving the ownership. So whenever you're writing your scripts, one thing to keep in mind is that you always want to either replace the plural language that you're giving or give the ownership whenever you see fit. And that is going to be the first scripting commandment. Now the second scripting commandment is going to be one of our favorites. Unique power words. So what is a power word? We don't have time to ask, so I'll tell you the answer. It is any word you use that is meant to trigger attention. So some common power words that you guys have probably heard before are words like secret, hack, ultimate. Have all of us heard something like this in videos that they watch? I'm not feeling like a black preacher, guys. Cool. So the problem with the three words that I just mentioned is that they're common. And whenever you use common power words, they're expected, they're boring, and it's like, it makes your video seem like a paid ad on a website. Just something that is easy to ignore. However, a unique power word, well, a unique power word is a power word that is used in a unique context. That triggers attention. For example, let's take a look at this video right here. Listen and pay attention.
Balenciaga will kill me for this. How to generate dangerously creative thoughts out of thin air as someone who's not even creative.
Beautiful.
It's called.
So if you look at that hook, Balenciaga will kill me for this. How to generate dangerously creative thoughts out of thin air. That's probably the first time this sentence has ever been said on the planet. Let's take a look at another example that's a little bit less out there.
Here are some things you can do to become disgustingly well-spoken.
Cool. So here are some things that you can do to become disgustingly well-spoken. That disgustingly is unique within its context, especially from the creator that's saying it. So to give you guys a more clear example, I'll show you an example of what basic power words look like versus what unique power words look like. So if we look at a basic version of a hook, this would be actually a hook that I think I made one day. So not this one's shit, but the next one. This is one with the basic power words. So if your views suck, then don't worry, because I'm gonna teach you the ultimate hack on how to create viral videos with a single scripting secret. That probably sounds like some things that you guys have said before, or trying to grab attention. You probably use words like these. However, I think these are obsolete. I think a better version of this is a version that uses power words that are unique within their context. So another example might be something like this. If your views are suffering, then do not worry, because I'm going to impregnate you with the ability to create viral videos on command with a single scripting formula. Out of these two, which one do you think is more likely to grab you? Of course. And the funny part about that is that they both have the same amount of quote-unquote power words. It's just the hook number 2s are unique. And that is scripting formula number 2. And then the last one, but not least, actually I think is probably the most important, and that is going to be value per second. And whenever it comes down to value per second, this is definitely the biggest mistake that business owners will make, especially whenever they come to events like this, and people will tell them to give more value. Number one, I don't think that fucking helps, because how do you do that? But then also number 2, I think it sets you off in the wrong path. So, to prove my point, I want to ask you guys a question. I'm going to show you 2 different videos on screen. They're the exact same videos. I want you to imagine that the result that you derive from these videos is the same. So, you have this video right here that is 45 hours, and this is called video B. No, video A. And this one is video B, and this is 20 minutes. Out of these 2 videos, assuming that you get the same result, which video would you rather watch? B. Huh. So you don't stand out by increasing the total amount of value. You stand out by increasing the density of value that you give. Some good shit. In other words, it is not about the amount of value that you give in your videos. It is about the value per second of your videos. And the easiest way to increase your value per second is going to be giving the same amount of value in less seconds. But what does that actually mean? I'll show you how to do that. So whenever you get done writing your script, what you're going to do, and this should go for every script that you create moving forward, is I want you to color code it with 3 separate colors: green, yellow, and red. So here's what you do with those set colors. Whenever you read your script, I want you to color code any line that adds value and cannot be made shorter with the color green. Once you go through and you color code any line that you're just like, well, I don't know what to change about this. This is fantastic. Cool. Move on to yellow. So as you're reading through the script, color code each line that's in the script, and even though it might be valuable, it needs to be in the script, it's just too long. And in red, this line just really doesn't need to be here in the script to be valuable. And you read the entire script of yours, and every single word on that set of script should have one of these 3 colors. And from there, this is what you do with those set of colors. So green means don't touch the lines. They're good. Red means get them out. Then yellow means you either need to reword or remove any word that is not necessary to get your point across. And this is a simple and tactical framework to increase the value per second of your video. That way, after you get done with this process, you have nothing but pure value in the shortest time possible. And that is the 3 commandments that we're going to cover today around how to script these set ideas. Which brings us to number 3, how to record those set scripts. Are you guys still with me? Perfect. You guys are getting the MSK. Cool. So whenever it comes down to recording, that guy's handsome. Whenever it comes down to recording, there are 3 that I believe are the most important general rules whenever it comes down to recording. Number 1 is going to be that you always record in your realm of competence. So what does realm of competence mean? Realm of competence simply means, maybe not that simple, but it simply means setting. It is a setting that naturally indicates your professional expertise. It is an environment that visually tells people what you do and why they should trust you without you having to say it. And that is your realm of competence. So to put that in the layman's terms, if you're a therapist, you should record videos in your therapy office. If you are a scientist, you should record your videos in your lab. And if you're a personal trainer, you should be recording your videos either in the gym or the kitchen. Either way, if you have a realm of competence, you should never be recording on your couch, in your office, or anywhere of the such. Now, some of you, like myself, they don't have a clear realm of competence. It's hard for me to put something in my background that says, Devin Jatho is the shit at content. So if you do not have a realm of competence, this is not something that you can necessarily create. However, if you do have a realm of competence, you have an unfair advantage, and it would be a disservice to yourself to not take that said advantage. That is going to be number one. I should be able to look at your video and know exactly what you do as soon as I scroll into your video. That's not AA, by the way. Number two is going to be that you never, ever wear a shirt in your videos that has white or a big text on it. So whenever you put a white shirt on, the problem is that you or your editor has to go to the captions and then basically add that little black line. It's called a stroke to the captions, to where now your captions just kind of look like shit. And then whenever you have big text on your shirt, then all of a sudden the captions are overlaying the shirt, and now the captions are somewhat distracting and hard to read. So avoid wearing these two types of shirts whenever you record your videos moving forward, as in they're darker than pastel pink, or preferably, you got a nice little fit on like myself that has no text on it. And that is number two. Now, number three is going to be triple takes. Now, for some of you, you guys have not seen my videos before, so you've never experienced what this information actually looks like in practice. I'll bless you today. So I could sit here and tell you how to do it, or I could just show you that I can do it. So this is going to be a quick little video going over why you should triple take your video and what that means.
Never should you ever record a video, get up, and then turn off the recording. That is fucking stupid. If you want to be more natural and engaging on camera so your videos actually start to get views, then you never record a video one time. You always record a video 3 times over. And this is for 3 simple reasons. Reason 1, knowing that you record 3 times removes all the pressure from the first and the second recording, making you look and sound more natural because you know in the back of your head that you always have the third. Reason number 2, by the time you actually get to your third recording, you've already said everything you're gonna say so many times that you already know exactly how you want everything to come out. And now that you recorded 3 times, you or your editor have 3 or more clips from each part of your video, so the editor can watch all 3 versions and pick the best parts from each version and combine them into the best possible recording. Now, it is going to add 10 minutes onto your recording process, but it is what most people won't do. This is how you can get ahead, and this is why.
You guys like the video? Cool. So that is recording. Which brings us to our last phase, which is going to be how to edit those said recordings. Are you guys still with me? Cool. So the last thing you gotta do is edit the bad boy, now it's recorded, and turn it into a viral video. So you really have 2 options whenever it comes to editing, and only 2 options. So you edit yourself, or you outsource the edit to an editor. Now, the decision-making framework that I have, whenever it comes down to should you edit the video yourself or outsource this is going to be based on the capital that you have. So if you make less than 10K a month, my recommendation is that you just edit it yourself because your time is not more valuable than it would take to outsource the editing. However, as long as you make more than 10K a month, then I see no problem with you outsourcing the edits, and I think you should, because they're going to do it better than you. So let's say, for example, you're in the first bucket. We'll go over what it looks like to edit yourself, and then we'll go over how to find an editor if you want to outsource it. So to edit yourself, best advice is number 1, to use CapCut. There's a bunch of different softwares out there that are AI softwares like SubMagic or something of the such. Realistically, CapCut is a bigger company than most, and if there's any kind of innovation that an AI software makes, CapCut will literally take that and steal it and put it into their platform. So in my opinion, CapCut is going to be the best for beginners, and also has the best tools to make it as frictionless and easy as possible to edit like a business owner. And then secondly, if you look up how to edit short-form content, you'll see my face again. But just go to YouTube, type in how to edit short-form content videos on CapCut, and they'll teach you more than I can. However, if you're on the side of outsourcing the edit, well, this can look a little bit more lucrative for you. So whenever I say outsource the edits, the first question is going to be, how much should I pay the editor? To give you a short answer, you get what you pay for. No one likes that answer, though. So the answer that you're looking for typically is going to be how much you actually pay. Personally, I'm assuming that you want quality. And to get that said quality, you're looking at around $40 to $50 per video. No, $40 to $150 per video if you're hiring a freelancer. And then $1,500 to $4,000 a month if you're looking to hire an editor full-time. Now, if you look at my videos and you're like, yo, Devin, I want my stuff to look like yours, to give context, I pay around $500 to $1,000 a video. Cool. So now that you have that understanding, well, how do you find these guys? There's really 3 different things you have to go through to find these said guys. So number 1 is just going to be making a job posting. Number 2 is going to be setting up a form for them to fill out after they go through your said job posting. Then lastly, you got to test if their work shit, which is going to be done through a trial edit. So we'll start with number 1, which is the actual job posting. So there's 3 job posting sites that I recommend, and I'll go through them from worst to best. So the worst is going to be Online Jobs. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this before, onlinejobs.ph, if you want to know the website. This one's okay. Realistically, it has a lot of untalented talent. So you'll get a lot of applications, but most of the time they suck. Second is going to be remote.co. This one's a little bit better. You will get less applications, but you will get a higher quality amount of talent. And then third is going to be ytjobs.co. Now this is going to be, in my opinion, the best platform to post to look for editors. That said, the same philosophy as I mentioned previously, you get what you pay for. So Online Jobs is $100 a month, remote.co I think is $300, and ytjobs is like $450 per post. So use that information as you will. Once you have the said job posting posted on one of these platforms, then you can go ahead and have them fill out a form. And on this form, there's really only 4 questions that are really going to matter that you guys should ask, and then everything else is going to be based around the culture of individual that you're looking for. So the 4 questions that I recommend everyone ask on your editor form is going to be number 1, asking for their portfolio. That's going to allow you to quickly and easily sift through the applications, see who sucks and see who doesn't. Second is going to be asking what editing software they use to edit the videos. Typically, you want to see either Premiere Pro or After Effects, and that's going to be what the best editors use. You typically don't want to find someone that edits on CapCut, mainly due to the fact of if they're editing on CapCut, that probably means they're editing on their phone, which means they probably have an investment in themselves as an editor and just a bunch of bad things to happen with that. So you're looking for Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects. Third is how much they want to be paid. If they put $20K a month, you might go ahead and sign that guy off and not hop on a call with him, and that just saves time. If they put $3K a month, this guy might be a steal for you. And then lastly, number 4, I put English because that's what I speak. However, it seems like a lot of you guys speak Spanish. So whatever your main language is in which you create content, that is going to be a quick little question that you can ask of how fluent are they within that language? Because you definitely don't want any misspells or anything of the such. And once you have that said form, you're asking those 4 questions and all the other questions you like to ask. Then you can end it off with a trial video. Okay, let me explain the trial video before it plays. So a trial video is basically going to be a 30 to 45 seconds video that you can look at as like a VSL for the editors. Meaning that before you actually hire them, well, you first want to see what their skills, what they can actually do. So after they go through my interview process, I'll give them a trial video till they edit the video as a trial, and then from there I can see how good they actually are. So I'll show you our trial video, and you can take inspiration for it if you'd like.
My name is Devin Jatho, and today I welcome you to Nexus. Nexus is a multi-7-figure content company that makes millionaires famous on social media. Now, currently, we are on the hunt for some full-time video editors to come create high-quality content for my own social media. And we are looking for the best video editor to come join us in our mission. And I am more than willing to pay the best to get who I'm looking for. And on top of us being willing to pay the best, in my opinion, pretty fucking sick to work with us. For starters, we go on sick trips with the editing team at least 4 times out of the year. Last time, we went to Dubai. So for example, here is an editor in the fucking sky, here is an editor in a Lambo, and here is me looking sexy on a fucking couch. And on top of the editor vacations, I mean, we give quarterly bonuses, we're gonna be working with the best media team in the world, and blah, blah, blah. Now, with all this said, one thing that I will say is that if you've ever spoken with anyone who has worked within Nexus, then you know that we have the highest standard within everything that we do, especially within our video editing. So, if you're looking to grow not only as just like a video editor, but then also as just like a person, and you want to be on other people that are like that, and then as well as join a team of people like that, then the Nexus Media team is for you. We truly are the best, and we lead the content industry. And with that, we're only looking for the best. We own the finish line, and hopefully this trial edit exceeds that line.
I've never seen that before. I have to reach out to that guy. All right, cool. So as you can see, that was just basically, how long is that? That's a long video. I want to make it 72 seconds. I'll make it anywhere between 30 and 45 seconds, and then from that allows you to be able to see how good they are. And then also on top of that, while you're watching that, hopefully you're sitting there thinking, if I was an editor, I would want to come work for this guy. And that's kind of the double purpose of that. And that is how to find an editor. So at this point, you now know how to find content ideas, how to script a set of content idea, how to record those said scripts, and how to edit those set of recordings. The end. There we go. Cool. Don't leave yet. You guys have been good, so I'll give you a Meteor starter kit. So here's how you get it. Take a picture of this. This just kind of goes over like an overall view of everything that you guys got today. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to take that. We're good? Cool. All right. Then here's your Meteor starter kit. So just to be clear, I won't ask for email. Nothing. If you guys want it, again, you get the essential content system. So it's going to be how you're going to create videos moving forward and how you're going to optimize and organize all the videos that you create. There will be 20 viral hooks inside of this. There will be an AI scripting tool just for you. And then lastly,
What's going on? Hopefully you enjoyed the overall talk. Hope you found some value within it. That said, the Meteor starter kit, which I just mentioned, we got really, really good feedback on that from everyone that attended the event. So I want to hand that over to you guys as well. Now at the event, I just told them to scan the fucking QR code. However, I do not want to pay for that many clicks with the software that you're using for you to scan the QR code. So instead, to hand over the Meteor starter kit to you, let's say just message me the word chapstick on Instagram. And then from there, I will instantly send you the Meteor starter kit for free that we can go through it. It's sick. I spent a lot of money to create it. It's a lot of time that went into it. That said, it's not anything that's necessarily advanced. However, it is definitely essential for your content creation process, especially if you're just getting started. So again, message me the word chapstick and I'll send it over to you.